What's happening, everyone? So we're getting really close to the end here. So today what I'm going to work on is the front brake. This is what I'm going to use for my front brake. So this was a spare that I had, master cylinder. The caliper I'm not going to be able to use. The Brembo caliper is just, it's too wide for these wheels, the spoked wheels. So I'm not going to be able to use this. But I am going to use this stock caliper with a bracket so that I can at least use a race rotor on it. Then we'll put the stainless steel line on there, and then this is a 16 millimeter master off of a Ducati Monster. These are the ones I've been using. They work really well, and it's, you know, the reservoir is, it's not a remote reservoir with a cup. I don't like the remote reservoirs. If you take a tumble, those cups are really prone to breaking and flying off, and then you're kind of screwed. You know, the chances of you picking your bike up and keeping on going is gone if you don't have your reservoir anymore for your front brake. So I like these just for the safety factor, all one unit. I've never had any issues with these. This is an OEM Ducati Monster master cylinder, and they work great. So we're going to use this with a stainless line and the stock caliper. The stock caliper is plenty good enough. I've ran some pretty fast lap times with the stock caliper, so not worried about that. It'll work great, and if the new owner wants to upgrade, they can. They'll just have to buy a new caliper, because I'm telling you, these things work really well. They can replace it if they want, but these are just fine. So we're going to do that. We'll put some fresh brake fluid in it as well. We'll get that all mounted up. I got the rib nuts. They came in, so I'm going to fix the swing arm. I've never used a rib nut before, but the concept's pretty simple, so we'll do that together for the first time. I did get an OEM case saver, so that's going to go on there. I highly recommend using a case saver if you can get away with it. Sometimes the clearance isn't there, but you lose a chain, and especially at the speeds allowed, and that thing comes whipping through there, you might break your cases, so it's a good thing to have on there. What else are we going to do? I also got the graphics in. Eric Dubé at Motorsport killed it. So we got some sweet graphics we're going to put on this thing. I finally get to see what they look like on it. I already checked them out. They came out amazing. So hopefully at the end of this video I'll be able to show you guys that all kitted up and done. So I'm going to get working, and I'll check back in with you in a second.
Alongside two-time world champion Jason Bridmore. Jason, so far in this season, it has been the tale of one man, Cameron Beaubier.
Yeah, we ran out of things to say about him. He's somebody which would be a neat thing to see. But Cameron's just on top of his game right now. He's got a great team. He's been on that Yamaha for
Season was 8. He's already at 9. The outright record is 16 and 20 races possible, and he's on course to break that record as well.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for anybody to beat him, because he just runs mistake-free laps. He seems more comfortable this year than I've seen him ever, and that's just problems with the competition. And he's raced against guys that are tremendous riders, but he just has the total package right now.
And when you look at this particular graphic, compare 2017 Tony Elias and his...
2017 Tony Elias had a historic season, winning the championship with a whopping 410 points, which is a record. As of right now, halfway through this season, Cameron Beaubier already has 225 points and could be on course to break them to be able to race it. What changed?
Yes, we needed a big change. We were working around a big problem, but the problem we couldn't solve it. This time we said, no, my team is working so hard to give me what I need, and I'm very proud of them. So
But still some challenging spots, some steep hills you have to get over. Turn 9, 10, pretty tricky. Let's take a look at Carno hotspots, because when it comes to places to pass and making this track raceable, Jason, that's what it's all about.
As you can see, it is 2.25 miles, Greg, but it's the fastest lap time that we run at any track all year long. Just a little bit over a minute 20 on these Superbikes. Turn 1 is going to be our first hot spot coming down this front straightaway. You'll see some drafting and some out braking. Turns 3, B, and C are turns that I put in the hot spots, because you can see this right-hander goes away from you a little bit. They'll be doing a short shift up over that wheelie hill through the way up here, and on these big, fast Superbikes, you bike back upright to brake for this turn 9. Some riders doing a back shift into second gear into this area. Some guys run a second gear all the way up there. After you go out of 9 through 10, you have a short forward part.
We have more coming at you, including this. Gotta get some popcorn. Honda Superbike about to take off here. Like, see that music with the lineup. Things are changing.
And down into turn 1 this last lap, and you can see he's now lost some spots. Dave Anthony right up.
They ran off the track there, but didn't quite get that. So Bobby Fong doing a good job on the front.
And it was only a week or so prior to that he had his incident at Pittsburgh that really did jam up that wrist. Now, 2 guys behind him. Dave Anthony also coming back from an incident this morning. But Cam Peterson, he's really a guy this year that has really stepped up on that 1,000. See, he's running right with these Superbikes today.
And for Bobby Fong, go back to him for just a second. They're winging it in terms of their setup. What they were.
Champ, really impressed with the ride from number 25, David Anthony, Fly Race motorcycle, Jason. You know, the amount of available modifications to Cam Peterson's Altus Motorsports GS6 R1 Turbine class.
Here comes Matthew Schultz through that last corner.
You know, as you increase the speed, it'll give you another direction to go in that M4 SR.
Just to be able to come here and put on a strong top 5 and 4th. And at one time it looked like he was catching up to Tony, but Tony kind of maintained. Hopefully this is what he needs and can kind of look at the race, how he was so much faster and then on hard. All those guys want to beat Cam and get closer to him, so they're going to be working hard overnight.
They're gonna want that race win and try and put a different Yamaha brand. You know, deal is that's got to be a win. I mean, when you trash 2 bikes, not just one but 2 bikes, come back on a freshie, really don't get to practice. You know,
I'm not sure. Maybe just with the track temperature, because it's kind of
came
hurts.
to Gilbert and Nash and Gates. But Jake Gagne, hopefully he's all right. We was able to see him go back into his hauler. He's got a full day. He's got to regroup and get ready.
The Honda Superbike class with his 10th victory of the season. 11 races and 1 DNF. So far this season, when you see the checker flag, Jason, it's nothing but W's. It's so impressive. Let's get right down.
All right, so it took a little bit of work, but I got the front brake mounted. The bracket that I was going to use didn't work. It didn't let the caliper go in deep enough. So luckily I had another one. I don't know. I thought I had 2 of the same brackets, but apparently the other one was different. But that one had the proper fitment. So I did that, and then some of the threads were messed up. As you saw in the clip, I put a helicoil in there. So that's fixed and good to go. I got the brake all mounted up. I got it all bled. It's got a pretty good feel to it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to loosen everything up. And I'm going to make sure everything's seated properly and lined up properly, and I can tighten all that down. And then that is good to go. And we'll move on to the next project. Alright, so I'm going to take my rib nut tool here with just some washers and it's a 14mm nut inside there. Hold that down. Got a hole. Make sure that's flat. Start cranking this down. It should bite. It's pretty tight. Back this out. What we have now, say threads here that we can now put a proper size bolt in for this chain guide. Just like that. So that's fixed now. We're going to bolt in there and move on to the next thing.
Straight away and not disrupt things too much, just still kind of keep moving forward towards Sam.
going to put some regular coolant in it because this bike's going to be stored outside when it's done, because I got to get my L7 in here. That needs a new motor. So this is going to be outside in storage until it sells. So I'm going to have to put regular coolant in it.
Junior Cup race, number 2 here at New Jersey Motorsports. Having his way, this is the battle for second spot. Oh, runs a little bit.
Alright, so yeah, let's see if this thing's going to start. I'll set you up over here. Alright, got you set up there. Alright, so to make sure that we got some proper lubrication action going on, I'm going to hold in the kill switch, and I'm just going to slowly kick the motor over, just to get all like the engine oil through the pump and stuff. So let's do that real quick. Alright, let's turn the gas on and see if we can get some fire. Check the leaks and probably kill it in a second here, but first kick, man. Love those Hondas. Hell yeah. Alright, I think I'm finally done. Wow. Man, it's been fun. But let's see what we did. Alright, so what we got is top to bottom, all the way gone through, completely rebuilt motor, built with a wrench rabbit kit. All the bearings and seals are replaced. New piston, cylinder is honed and good to go. Brand new cylinder head, brand new valves, valve springs, the whole valve train's been replaced. It's got a stage 2 hot cam with an adjustable timing cam sprocket that's set for stock right now. Carburetor was completely rebuilt with an all balls carburetor rebuild kit. All the bearings have been gone through and greased. Fresh oil in there with a fresh oil filter. Bolt kit to dress up the engine. All new bolts with a kit from Bolts. All the hardware for subframe plastics. Set of DNA wheels on here. Supermoto, both 17s. Stock front brake caliper with a stainless line. and a 16mm Brembo master cylinder. Updated front end with 2017 front fender and front number plate. You can see that we kind of went with this old school Ducati font for the graphic scheme. Eric Dubé at Motorsport killed it. I wanted to do that because we all know J-Root, and this was his original bike, and he's a big Ducati guy, so I wanted to kind of pay homage to him, so I did an old school Ducati graphic for it. Stock exhaust, which is it's fine. Went through it. It looks great. The head pipe isn't dinged up at all. Of course, the head pipe is stock titanium, so you get that going for it. GPI radiator hoses, silicone hoses. Transmission was gone through. The clutch is good. Some fresh gas in it, and this thing it's ready to rip. I'm really happy with the way it came out. Before I wrap it completely up, I'm got one more thing to put on here. It's an hour meter. Very important. You want to be able to keep track of your service time. So this one is awesome. I've used this one, Pro Tapers, and then I've used Getz as well. But it's wireless. It reads the vibrations off the frame, and it'll keep track of 2 different times for you. It'll keep track of total time and service interval time. So you want to know how many total hours are on the bike, you can do that, and then you can also reset it when you do your services, and then you can keep track of your hours that way. So let's go ahead and put this on. Literally all you do is stick it to the frame. No drilling or tapping a frame, no having to remove your tank bolt, no wires run down to your coil anymore. This is so slick. This is the way to go. Yeah, it's been a fun build. Looking forward to doing more stuff in the future. I know I got to rebuild a complete motor in my 07. I might film that stuff too. And then I might carry it into race season and do some like vlogging on the race weekends and take you guys along on that stuff and walk around and talk to people and just show you what it's like down at the track. Anyway, for everything this was, it was pretty good, I thought. Pretty good little series. If you learned anything cool, if it was just for entertainment, awesome too. We'll see you soon. We'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good day.